Which real estate brokerage should I join? This is a really common question for new real estate agents and even experienced real estate agents. So, in this video, I'm going to go ahead and cover for you what a real estate brokerage is, and then I'm going to walk you through three big ideas to pick the best brokerage for you, and I'll share a little bit about the brokerage that I am currently with. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on real estate education and get some tips on how to become a successful real estate agent. The main reason I'm making this video is that I really hope it helps you make the best real estate career decision for you and your family. Okay, now let's dive into what is a brokerage. A brokerage is where real estate salespeople and other brokers hang their real estate license. So when they hang their license at a brokerage, that means they are going to abide by that brokerage's rules. So if that salesperson, has an ethics violation, that brokerage is responsible for that agent. So you might be wondering, why is a brokerage important? So that's a really good question. Brokerages have different commission splits. They have different fees. They have different rules. They have different marketing. They have different training. Brokerages are all different companies, and real estate agents and other brokers that hang their license at that brokerage are independent contractors, but they do have some sort of agreement to be with that brokerage. And so here are some brokerages that you may or may not have heard of: Corcoran, Sharran, Keller Williams, Real Broker, eXp Realty, Realty One, Haligo, Douglas Elliman, right? Compass. So all these brokerages have their own different model, and that model may or may not fit well with your business. And that's actually something that I love about real estate, is that there's so many different ways to have a successful career, and agents can thrive at different brokerages, and there's different models, and there's just so many ways to be successful. Traditionally, brokerages have an office, and agents that work at that office are paying some sort of monthly desk fee to go use the office, use the printer, go to the trainings at the office. And in that model, the brokerage itself usually benefits just by having as many agents in the company as possible, because they are collecting a monthly fee no matter what, on top of that commission split. And now there's a more recent model. It's called a cloud-based model. That means that the brokerage typically does not offer a office. Everything is work from home, right? So an agent will have the ability to work from home. The agent can open their own office, but the brokerage itself does not provide one. Also, there's, like discount brokerages. They offer 100% commission to the agent, but they may not provide the same type of support. And you're typically paying a much higher per transaction fee to that brokerage. Okay, so now that we kind of covered what a brokerage is, the differences between some of the brokerages and their models, now let's go over the three big ideas when you're picking your brokerage. Number one, your long-term goals and the brokerage's alignment. Number two, the financial model and incentives. Number three, support. What is the brokerage offering you to make sure that you, as the agent, succeed? Comment below with some of the things you're looking for in your next brokerage. Okay, so now let's revisit those three big ideas, right? So number one, long-term goals and brokerage alignment. What does that mean? So you want to make sure that you're picking the right brokerage that matches your long-term goals. Number two, financial models and incentives. What does this mean? This means, does the brokerage offer a good commission split? Something that works for you? Do they charge you a lot in monthly fees? Does the brokerage offer long-term upside, maybe through stock or performance bonuses, or some sort of long-term financial incentive for you? And then third, support. What is the brokerage offering you in terms of access to the broker, right? Do you need questions answered, and how fast can you get them answered? Do they offer any training? Or what kind of training are they offering? Different types of software. Every brokerage kind of is in that tech battle, or many of the big ones are in a tech battle to say, we have the best software to help you have a successful business. And then another basic thing to consider when talking about support is just marketing. So now that we talked about the three ideas to consider, I'm going to share my journey and how I ended up where I am. So when I first started, I joined Keller Williams. I joined Keller Williams Costa Mesa. I had interviewed with Keller Williams, Remax, Coldwell Banker. Those were three of the more well-known and bigger brokerages in my area. I didn't know anyone really in the industry, so I just kind of went with the bigger brand names. And I ended up with Keller Williams because I thought the training would be the best, and I just got along better with the brokers in my interviews. In my first year, I started as a solo agent, and I ended up actually not feeling like the training was good enough. As I started working in my first year, I actually didn't feel like I had enough support. So through networking with the other people in the office, there was a couple high producing teams. I end up joining one of those teams, and as I joined that team, they're leaving Keller Williams to go to EXP. So I go from Keller Williams to EXP with them. I actually do pretty well. I learn a lot. Once I learned enough and I felt really competent and fully self sufficient, I had to revisit and look at the amount that I was paying to the brokerage and the team. And I had to make a decision like, does this actually align and does this make sense? Am I getting enough value for what I'm paying? And this was actually through doing my taxes. I was like, wow, I'm paying a lot. I ended up leaving, and now today I'm with a company called Real Broker. And so looking at the three items, right? The first, does Real Broker align with my long-term goals? 100% it aligns with my long-term goals. And so let me dive into like my long-term goals here a little bit. First, just being around great people. So a lot of really kind people at Real. Second, I really believe in the leadership at Real. There's the president, his name's Sharran, Srivatsaa. He is amazing. He provides so much value to agents and helping them build their business the way they want to build them.
Find that way to do something great with Real Brokerage. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, this answer is actually a different one, and this is a hard one because I still am not over it. And this goes to a lot of truth and vulnerability and a lot of therapy. And I'm in a better place to talk about it now than I was when I started doing this process. And the reason is, when we built and sold TELUS, the 3-4 partners made all the money. But the 700 plus agents that were involved got nothing. They helped us build this great company. They helped us imbue this insane culture. Yeah, they followed us. Yeah, we put money on the line. Yeah, we were at risk. Yeah, we led, all of that. That's fine. But they were now part of another company, which was good for them, but they didn't partake in any of that. And it drove me into insane depression. It was super hard for me, and I did not know why, that I did not get a chance to share that with all of them. Now, sure, I could turn around and handed money out, but that's not how it works. But it was really hard for me. And personally, I swore that if I ever did something in the future, it would be built around an ESOP model, an employee stock ownership plan model, or a model where everybody that was involved in creating the business benefited from the business. And I was retired and I was an investor. And when I say retired, I was not trading time for money. I was like, hey, I was building, and I was an at-risk investor. And I promised myself that the next time I was going to do something, everybody that was involved would benefit from my work, even if I made a minority part of the pie.
Long-term goals and broker alignment, 10 of 10 for me, right? Number 2, the financial model and the incentives. So this one is also really big for me. This is also a 10 of 10. So with Real, a big thing is their commission splits are very competitive, right? It's not 100, it's not 100%, it's 85-15, but the max you would pay to the company is 12K. So once you pay 12K, it becomes 100%. And then every transaction after that is like a $250 fee. Oh yeah, and just to like touch on really the number that made me realize that there's a better model for my business was in my second year of real estate, I paid my broker and team about $34,000. That was $34,000 was more than half of my take-home pay when I was not a real estate agent. And when I saw that I paid that to the brokerage, yeah, they provided some value, but overall it just felt like so much money to me. And that $34,000 did not equate to the value that they provided me. So that was just the financial model piece. Now, the incentive piece for me that's really enticing is that with Real, there's the ability to purchase stock, and it is a publicly traded company. And so I see a huge growth opportunity. And I see that, if I'm just doing my job, I'm accumulating stock. That's a little bit unique to real estate. Not all companies offer that. So the fact that I can participate in the growth of the company just for doing my job is a huge upside for me. So for number 2, right, financial model and financial incentives, 10 of 10 for me. And then number 3, right, support. What does the brokerage offer to agents to see them succeed? I like to just learn online. I'm really comfortable learning online, learning at my own pace. I don't need a classroom setting to succeed. So I love that Real has thousands of hours of incredible training online, which I think in its own is one of the biggest value adds in terms of support. Additionally, in California, I think we have 6 brokers that are basically always available. So I just call if I have a compliance question, any sort of question, I either call or email. Someone's getting back to me in a very timely manner. Those would be the 2 biggest pieces of support that matter to me. This is probably different for different agents, but in terms of support, I feel very well supported, 10 of 10 again. So all 3 of the big ideas were checked off for me. All right, so now that I've covered the 3 big ideas on how and why I chose Real Broker as my current brokerage, if you think that you are tech forward, love access to online training, love being around kind people, and want to be a part of a growing company, Real Broker could be a good fit. Keep this in mind. Real Broker might not be the right model for you, and that's totally okay. That's cool, right? Like maybe you're getting your license and you're a brand new agent, but you want to be a part-time agent. And maybe the 100% commission where you pay a much larger one-time fee per transaction is a better fit. Or maybe you're a brand new agent and you want to be in a more classroom office setting for your trainings. Maybe you want an office that you're going to be in there every day for more in-person stuff, and that's also okay, totally cool. And that's the great thing about having all these different options for brokerages. You can find the right one for you. And no matter where you go, I still want to see you crush it in real estate and make the best decision for you and your family. I hope this video was really helpful, and if you've been struggling to make that decision, I hope this gives you a little clarity or a little guidance. And email me if you want to chat about your brokerage options.